Clint Wise here with Freedom Realty Source, and I just wanted to come to you today and take a couple of moments to give you guys some stats about the current housing situation. It's been a little bit since I've done a kind of a market update, if you will. And I wanted to kind of let you guys know what is going on with the housing market right now. I'm sure you've probably heard that it is just absolutely crazy out there, both for sellers trying to, thinking about selling a home, dealing with multiple offer situations on their house, many of them going above asking price, and also for buyers trying to compete with other buyers that are in the market and having to go up against them when you make an offer on a home. But I just wanted to kind of bring to your attention a few things on why we have gotten to this point with the market and kind of what has caused that. So from the National Realtor Association stats, in November 2020, home sales were reported to be up by 20% from the previous year. A lot of this comes from new home construction sales currently. The reason for that being because there's not a lot of inventory on the market, which we're going to talk about in just a second. But a lot of new home construction sales are driving those sales reports and bringing us to that 20% year-over-year average, the 20% increase that we've seen since November. The demand is at an all-time high right now, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second. The inventory is down 26%. So you put those two things together and it's kind of creating this situation that we're in right now. Central Florida is the place that everybody wants to be. It is a destination location. It is a retirement location for a lot of folks. And now more than ever, a lot of people are moving here because of the low cost of living when you compare it to, say, New York, Connecticut, New Jersey, California, a lot of places out west. The cost of living is just through the roof when you compare it to Central Florida. And you put our cost of living together with the wages, and we've got a lot better situation going on in Central Florida than a lot of other locations around the nation. In the third quarter, an increase of about 22,000 people in the third quarter searched redfin.com as Florida being the place that they wanted to move to, which is a huge increase of people looking to come to the state of Florida. Many of the people have started working remotely from home. This has been another huge factor more recently. And as more people continue to get comfortable with working from home, they get authorization from their jobs and find out that they're not going to be returning to the office. They're going to continue to work from home. People are going to start looking for the sunshine, especially if they're from up north. They want to get down here. If they know they're going to be working long term from a remote office at home, it's like, hey, why not move to Florida, right? So that's another huge reason. Another thing is historically Central Florida has had as much as 24 months of inventory on the market. Currently, we're at 2 to 3 months of inventory. So you can see what a big difference that is. And a lot of economists, housing economists, say that for a healthy market, you want to see right in between 5 to 6 months of inventory. And so we're definitely at a low point right now. You put all that together with interest rates still holding low. I checked today, and the fixed year for conventional loan program, 30-year fixed conventional loan, the prime rate is at 3.03%. The 30 fixed year rate for an FHA loan is 2.69%. That's crazy. And a 30-year fix for a VA is 2.72, which is also still very, very good. When you get interest rates down around 3%, even though housing prices are continuing to rise, it's going to keep housing affordable for people to be able to get into the monthly payment that they need or that they qualify for with their debt-to-income ratio. All right. DTI is obviously debt-to-income ratio. Prime rate means basically with a pristine condition when all loan factors are taken into consideration, right? So exceptional credit, no delinquencies, 20% down, assets in the bank, that type of stuff is what prime rate is. So just because prime rate is 3.03% doesn't mean you may necessarily get 3.03. You might, depending on your situation, but it could be a little higher if you have some debt, if you have derogatory on your credit from a couple of years ago or something like that, then you're going to be slightly above that prime rate. But prime is kind of an example that we use to see where interest rates are holding, because it's a starting point for those who have exceptional credit, 20% down, and a low debt to income ratio. All right. these rates are still at a 40, considered in the range of a 40-year low. And so, like I said, it's going to keep a lot of people in the housing market. The demand is going to continue to be there. The federal treasury came out about a week and a half ago and said that they have no plans to increase the interest rate dramatically in the foreseeable future. And so we know that interest rates are going to be holding nice and low for people to continue to get into houses and to spur on the housing market. All right. Investors, something else I've noticed recently, investors have started coming back into the market. I've got a few people right now I'm dealing with on short-term rentals. They're starting to come back out of the woods again and starting to buy short-term rental properties. Airbnb bookings are starting to go up again. I was talking with one of the investors I deal with the other day. She had mentioned that she was booked out almost 2 months in advance on her Airbnb out by the theme parks, and so all that stuff is a good sign. Investors typically watch the market very close, and if they're feeling confident to return to the market and start buying property again for investment, that's really, really good news for everybody involved. So long story short, if you're thinking about selling or have been thinking about selling, now is the time. You're going to most likely get over asking price for your home. It's going to be sold very quickly. You're going to have a lot of demand on that house. And if you're a buyer, it's more important than ever that you choose a good real estate agent that is going to help you make a good educated offer on a home so that you're able to beat out other folks that are competing for that same property as well. And there's many, many factors that go into that. So if any of this interests you or you're in the market for a house, give me a call. I'd love to talk with you. Listen, guys, I don't pressure anybody when I talk about housing with them. Everybody has their own timeline. I've got folks that I've talked to for 2 years and helped them get into a house over that period of time. And so I'm in no huge rush. We'll move at your pace. And I would just love to talk with you if you're thinking about making a move here in the near future. So I hope you enjoyed this information. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. My number is 321-615-2812. You can also reach me on Facebook at Clint Wise Realtor, or send me an email, which is clint@gofreedomrealty.com. This has been Clint with Go Freedom Realty, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.